Hi guys, it's Ray. I am starting a new cup today. I was outside spray painting cups and I was going to do another white one, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going to do purple ombre. And then I came in and decided what I was going to do with it. So I'm actually going to glitter the bottom with this Ursula, which this isn't a color I really think of when I think Ursula, but it's a beautiful like blue. And then I'm going to use the amethyst purple. These are both from Glitter and Pixie Dust. And then I'm going to put this vinyl on it. This is why I liked the blue. And that decal, manifest that shit. So I'm going to start by putting some epoxy on the tumbler. And this is a 20-ounce skinny straight. Just a thin coat. This is just going to be an adhesive for the glitter. And I'm going to do my darker color first. And I'm not quite going to come all the way up to my created line. Really double check that rim and the bottom. Looks good. Set that one aside a minute. Set this paper aside a minute. Then we're going to do the same thing at the top. Leaving that center section open for now. I like to kind of go around twice. Just to make sure I have good coverage. I'm going to set this one aside. And this is where our colors are going to start mixing. So I'm going to tilt my cup and just start letting the glitter fall down the tumbler. And I'm going to do the same with the opposite color. I'm just going to kind of work back and forth. Sprinkling from pretty far up. Until they end up completely meeting and overlapping. Now, a lot of this is going to get covered, so if it's not perfect, that's fine. I will just pick, like, depending on what I do with the vinyl, my favorite part, but I actually didn't do too bad. So I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll get a coat of epoxy on it. Okay, we're going to get a coat of epoxy on this to set our glitter. If some of the darker color travels, I'm okay with that. I'm out of clear sealer and not overly concerned with too much travel on this one anyways. Okay, so I'm going to get this decaled. I really am happy with the ombre on this, so I'm not going to get carried away with the vinyl. I'm going to do wider at the bottom, narrower at the top. So I'm going to cut this at 5. Yeah, because this is about 9 around. I saw a good chunk of that. And I'm going to cut it to about 8 high. So that'll be good. And then what I want to do is cut the corners to I want to leave about 2 inches in the center, so I'm going to cut in 1.5 inches-ish on either side, if that makes sense. So it's going to be at an angle, but not a tremendously steep angle. That kind of a shape. And I'm going to grab one more thing. I'm going to pinstripe this in a gold because this vinyl has a little bit of gold on it. So I'm just kind of seeing which of these tech wrap golds I want. I think I want the bright, bright, shiny gold. So I'm actually going to switch paper trimmers because I like to cut my pinstripes on this one because I can line it up on this white lip here. And I have my decal here, which I'm just going to trim pretty close to the image. There. All right, so I'm going to kind of look at my ombre. I think I want this to be the back. I'm not going to cut a huge anchor on this, just a small strip. Because it's not a gigantic piece. I'm actually going to trim a little bit more off the top, just so I have room for my pinstripe and yep. So I'm actually going to cut it just another 1/4 inch off. So I'm not into the vinyl when I go to sand the top rim or anything like that. Line it up, top and bottom, pretty straight. Whoops. Peel and anchor. I am struggling a little bit, as you can see. My little anchor piece go. I want to start again. There. All better. I need to keep in mind that this strip of vinyl was at an angle. There. This vinyl that Jessica uses is pretty forgiving, so no harm, no foul. I'm going to find my center on the back, lay this down, and I'm going to put my decal on. I'm not going to worry about hinging this because this does not have to be straight by any means. In fact, I think I want it at a fun angle. So there's that. We will do our little stripes quick. I'm going to do my top and bottom first. super shiny. So that little bubble I see is right here. I'm trying to see if I can force it out, but if I can't, I just like to take, and I do try to pop my bubbles when I can, where there's like a color change in the vinyl. I feel like that's the least noticeable place to put a little pinhole. And then you just rub the bubble right out. So there we go. We're going to get this over and put a coat of epoxy on it. I am on the fence about adding a little bit of the touch of violet diamond dust just to continue the shimmer across the vinyl. And now that I've put these pinholes in it, I think we're definitely going to do that. So I will meet you over at the turner in a couple minutes. Okay, so the epoxy is mixed. I'm going to add just a little bit of the Touch of Violet Diamond Dust from It's Pretty Personal. Just a tiny bit, because it doesn't need a lot. So, I'll go ahead and mix that in, and we will get this coat applied. Purple shimmer in there. It's so pretty. It's almost a perfect match to this color, the predominant violet. I did clean the rim real quick and just lightly sand the edge so this coat would have a good place to grip. Plus it'll make final cleanup much easier. I am trying to get better about that. I don't always though. The Touch of Violet looks really pretty over this blue too. That was why I was holding back from doing it in the first place, because I wasn't sure, but I love it. So I'm gonna torch it real quick and then we'll take a peek. This is a pretty thin coat. This will get one more final top coat after this. But that'll just be a plain old standard clear coat. So here she is. There's our simple black Manifest That Shit decal, that stunning ombre, and that little hint of vinyl on the back side with that added bit of shimmer. And there's that little bit of violet over the blue. Absolutely stunning. Hopefully that's conveying on camera. The bottom of this side just left blank. So that'll be it. I do kind of like that the vinyl is like on the back. Trying to get this to rotate a little bit quicker, but like it's a surprise. You almost don't know it's there from the front, so that's why I kept it to a 5-inch strip instead of going further or doing a full V, because I wanted that ombre to really show and just to have a little bit more different, unique look to this one. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.